Namaste dear all students. Today I am here to discuss about the cell division with you. Are you ready? Dear all students, come front with your stationaries. This cell division is in Unit 4, Heredity of Science and Technology, Grade 10. Today we just discussed about the cell division. What is its importance? What are the types of cell division? And how this cell division is important in different organisms. Let's discuss about it. Just see here, this boy is thinking, how does the number of cells increase in an organism? Just he is thinking, he see different things around him. When it burn, its size is very small, but slowly and steadily the organism grow and become very big also. So he think that how does these things happen? Okay, see in this picture we can see one cell divide into two cells, again from two cells there are four cells, from the four cells and again there are 8 cells. How these cells are multiplied in the organism? Next question. How is a big body formed from a single cell? All of you know that during reproduction or especially in a sexual reproduction, there is fusion of male and female gamete and form a single cell that is called zygote. And how this zygote develop into a big organism? Either it is a plant or it is an animal, the size increases day by day. How this happen? Even in the plant also, after fertilization, single cell zygote is formed. Or in case of animals also, same thing happen. In case of human being also, sperm and egg fuse together and form a single cell zygote. And this girl is thinking how this single cell will develop into a big animal. Can you guess? Have you ever think about it? Yes, you have think also and you know these things also, yeah? In grade 7 also, something about the cell we have learned. And in grade 8 also we learn. So in gradually we are here to describe about the cell division, how it is important. Okay, so here this single cell zygote, how it is develop into a fetus and later on how it develop into a big animal. Just in case of human beings, see this is a fertilized egg. Just what we told it is a zygote. The fertilized egg is called zygote. This zygote undergoes cell division and it forms 2 cell stage. Then after that it forms 4 cell stage. Then 8 cell stage. In this way, the number of cells multiplied in it and slowly it will develop into a blastocyst, from where it will develop into an undifferentiated mass of tissue which we call it as an embryo. And from that embryo, a 1 week fetus is developed. Okay, and this fetus again undergo many times cell division. And after cell division, this 10-week fetus, see, it is somewhat larger than this, and slowly and steadily after 9 months, a baby is born. After birth of the baby, again there is growth takes place. Small baby grow into a child who go to school, then later on the person become a adult. And in this way, stepwise there is growth is going on. Then how this growth takes place? For this growth also, the cell division is required. That means one cell divides into 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8. In this way it multiplies and a big organism is developed. Even a whale, which is the biggest animal, that also is formed from the single cell. There is also cell division. A big tree called banyan tree. That banyan tree is also formed from a single cell zygote only. So there is a cell division occur in either in the plant or animal or in the small organisms. Those are unicellular or prokaryotes. Everywhere cell division is necessary. Now, what is cell division and what are the types of cell division? Let's discuss about it. Do you know something about the cell division? How many types of cell division you know? Yes, there are two types of cell division. What are those? Mitosis and meiosis, which are shown in this picture. And this is the fundamental process in all living organism. Without cell division, there is no growth. There is no living organism, you can say. Either it is a single cell organism, for example, amoeba. Amoeba is single cell organism. It divides and forms two cells. That is the reproduction in case of amoeba. Here it is divided into two and each cell will act as a single amoeba. So in this way the cell division is necessary everywhere. That's why we call it as a fundamental process in living organism. Without cell division there is no living organism, you can say. And next, there are two types of cell division, that is mitosis and meiosis. In mitosis, here you can see this picture. After the result of mitosis cell division, there are two cells are formed. And in case of meiosis cell division, 4 cells are formed. And today we discuss about it in a detail, how this occurs and what happens during cell division, all those things. And this cell division is essential for the growth, repair and reproduction. The cell division is required for the growth. Repair means sometimes we get hurt, sometimes we get wound. That wound should be cured. For that, repairment is going on. You know that. And reproduction. To produce the new young one, this cell division is required. And it occurs in different cells from different purposes. That means it occurs in the different cells. If it is a somatic cell, it grows, and if it is a sex cell, then it helps in the sexual reproduction. Mainly, we have to understand how organisms develop and maintain themselves. This also occurs due to the cell division only. What are the importance of cell division? Why it is necessary? Something we learned about the cell division, but how it is essential and why it is important. First one is growth. Growth means already we have seen the picture how the human being grow from a single cell zygote to a large or the adult young one. That means growth takes place by increasing the number of cells in the organism. How the number of cell increases? By the process of cell division, that is called mitosis cell division. And repair, that means replacing the damaged and worn out cells. Sometimes we get hurt or the wound, at that time our cells where the wound occurs, that will be worn out, that will die, and those dead cells and worn out cells are replaced by the new cells. Those new cells are formed by the cell division process. And next one is reproduction. This reproduction means either it is a asexual reproduction or the sexual reproduction. Just now I said you, in case of prokaryotes, in case of protists, or in case of other organisms, there is asexual reproduction takes place. That means if it is a single cell organism, the single cell organism has to divide into 2 cells or it has to produce its young one. Okay. How in asexual reproduction? Just see here. Here this is an amoeba and it is a single-celled organism. This is a single-celled organism. And when it undergoes cell division, it will form two daughter amoeba. Okay, these two daughter amoeba will develop into a new organism. That means here the cell division is required for the asexual reproduction. You know that what is asexual and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction means without fusion of male and female gamete, and sexual means fusion of male and female gamete. In both cases, either it is a asexual reproduction or it is a sexual reproduction, cell division is essential. Without cell division, reproduction doesn't take place. And another importance is development of the organism. Here, a single-celled organism transformed into a complex organism. That means there are different developmental phases are going on. For that development also, development of tissue, development of organ, development of system, all depends on the cell division. And also, it maintains the genetic stability or introduces the variation. If it is asexual reproduction, it maintains, that means same to same, identical. That means how the parents are, the offsprings will be same. But in case of sexual reproduction, we see there is variation. Some characteristics from father and some characteristics come from the mother. That means there is some different characteristics are seen in the offspring. That variation is also possible because of cell division, that is especially because of meiosis cell division. How it is, we will discuss. Now, when there is cell division takes place, there is a cycle takes place, which we call cell cycling. That means at a time cell divides and again it cannot divide. Okay, it takes some time. So, based on that, this cell cycle completes in mainly 4 phases. Okay, that is, there is in the interphase. Interphase means that is a resting period, we can say. When the new cell is formed, it takes some time and it is divided into, this interphase is divided into various phases. First one is G1 phase and S phase, G2 phase, and lastly mitosis phase where the nucleus divides. And here G1 phase means cell growth and preparation for the DNA synthesis. We call it as a gap phase also, where this cell is preparing for next cell division, where it is synthesizing the DNA that required for the cell division. And next one is synthesis phase, where after preparing, that means when the DNA is synthesized, the DNA start to replicate. Suppose there is a DNA molecule and it has to form 2 molecules of DNA. Then what it does, just it will replicate and it will form unwound, and for this another replica. In this way it will replicates. This is taken place in the S phase. That means where there is replication of DNA takes place. That means identical. This is double-stranded DNA. It will just unwind and it will synthesize its complementary part, and again it forms 2 pieces or the 2 same type of DNA which is ready for the cell division. And next one is preparation for the mitosis. Now it is a G2 phase which is called gap 2 phase also. It is now preparing for the division of nucleus, we say. Okay, mitosis here, and in this way the cell cycle completes. Now mitosis phases, there are various phases in the mitosis cell division where there is nucleus divides and also cytoplasm divides. Now, what are the main phases of cell division? Mainly, though that is the interphase which takes place different stages, okay. And now, in case of every cell division, what are the main 2 phases? Those are karyokinesis, where nucleus divides. See, this is a cell, in this there is a nucleus. In this karyokinesis process, this nucleus will divide into two identical nucleus. And just nucleus is going dividing, no other parts. Just nucleus divides. The process of division of nucleus is called karyokinesis, or simply we can understand as a nuclear division. And after nucleus divide, then what happens? The whole cytoplasm must be divided. So because of that, after this karyokinesis, just karyokinesis is followed by cytokinesis. In cytokinesis, what happens? All the cytoplasm which is present in the cell divides into two parts, and it forms a cell plate, and it will divide the cell into two daughter cells. These two phases are main phases of the cell division, either in the mitosis or in the meiosis. Now, you may have heard about the haploid cells and diploid cells. During cell division, sometimes haploid cells are formed and sometimes diploid cells are formed. Then what are haploid cells and diploid cells? Just let's discuss. Haploid cells. What do you mean by haploid cells? See, there is, if only one copy of each chromosome. For example, human being have 46 chromosome. Human being have 46 chromosome. Those 46 chromosomes in a pair we call it as a 23 pairs. That means 23 coming from the father and 23 coming from the mother. That 23 chromosome, one set coming from the one parent, that one set is called haploid. If it is 46, now it is diploid because two sets are coming together. Here also same thing is there. If there is a one set of chromosome in a cell, then it is called haploid cell. And what is diploid? See, just here only one set, and in case of diploid, there are two copies of each chromosome. That means two sets of chromosomes. Just like I said, in case of human being, if there are 46 chromosomes, there are two sets, 23 from father, 23 from mother. As a whole, there are two sets of chromosomes. That is called diploid. And where this haploid cell is formed and where these diploid cells are formed. These haploid cells are formed during meiosis cell division for the sexual reproduction. While forming the gametes, these haploid cells are formed. That means gametes are the haploids and other body cells are the diploid. Okay, in haploid cells there is one set of chromosome, and when two haploid cells fuse together, for example, sperm and egg fuse together. In sperm there are 23 pairs, in egg there are 23 pairs. When these two fuse together and a zygote is formed, that is called body cell, we say, there are 46 chromosomes. As a result, it forms a diploid cell. Okay, in this way haploid cell and diploid cells are formed, and these are important in the sexual reproduction. Now, what is mitosis cell division? We discussed about general things about the cell division. Now, specifically what happens in the mitosis division and why it is important. Just see this picture. Here, there is a mitosis process is shown. What is happening here? See, this is a single cell, and this cell is going different processes. At last, it is forming two daughter cells. That means the cell division that produces two identical daughter cells having same number of chromosomes. That is called mitosis cell division. And this mitosis cell division especially takes place in the body cells. Except sex cell, whole over the body, this mitosis cell division takes place. Now, what is mitosis? How does it take place? Just let's see. This is a type of cell division which is occurred for the growth and repair. Especially it is for the growth and repair. to grow, as well as sometime if there are some wound or some worn out cells, those are replaced by this division. Now it occurs in the somatic cell, that means body cell. Already I have told you, except sex cell, this somatic cell are present and this mitosis division take place. It maintains the number of chromosome equal as that in the parents. This cell division take place in the diploid cell and it form the diploid cell only. Equal number of chromosomes will be present in that. For example, if there is cell division, that means mitosis cell division take place in the human body, if there are 46 chromosomes in a parent cell, when it form new cell also, it will contain 46 only, not more than that or less than that. Similarly, if it is honeybee, if there is honeybee, if it is a honeybee of a queen bee or the worker bee, when there is mitosis takes place, it will form, that means the single cell contain how many chromosomes? Already we have discussed in the previous chapter, 32 chromosomes. Then next daughter cells will also have same 32 chromosomes. But in case of drone bee, when there is growth takes place in the drone bee, it has 16 chromosomes in its cell. It is a haploid. So the after cell division also it will have the same number. Okay. Next one is it consists different stages. Mainly this mitosis takes place in 4 stages. Those are prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. Just this takes place, that means the mitosis process completed in 4 phases, that is prophase where the cell start to divide, and metaphase where the chromosomes are separated, and anaphase chromosome reaches to the pole, and this in telophase actually nucleus divides. In this way, these 4 stages take place in the mitosis. Now, this mitosis is also called equational division. Why it is called equational cell division? Just now we discussed the number of chromosomes remains same in the daughter cell as in the parent cell. So, here the number of chromosomes are equal in the parent as well as daughter cells. Because of that, it is called equational cell division. That means the number of chromosomes in daughter cell is equal to the number of chromosomes in parent cell. Because of that, it is called equational cell division. Now, how this takes place? What is the process of mitosis cell division? Just this picture shows that this in the nucleus there are 2 chromosomes are shown, and when this DNA replicates, DNA replication takes place, just I showed in the board, it replicates, it forms the complementary copy of its, see, just like here. Then after that, those complementary copy are separated from this centromere, okay, and they are moving towards the opposite poles. That means this chromosome is when we see the cell, we can't see clearly the chromosomes. They are in the form of chromatin materials or the chromatids. Later on, they condensed and form a visible structure of chromosome. They replicate and they form the just copy of own, and they will break down and they move towards the opposite poles, and they will form separate nucleus. By the help of these fibers like structure, small fiber like structure, these are called spindle fibers. This spindle fiber will pull those chromosomes in opposite poles, and these chromosomes moves towards the opposite poles, and at last this nuclear membrane again reform. First nuclear membrane disappear and these chromosomes align on the center, and they will pulled by the spindle fiber, they will move opposite pole. After moving reaching to the opposite pole, this will again nuclear membrane will reappear. Then the cytoplasm will divide where cytokinesis takes place. Then these all above stages are the karyokinesis stages. At last, after completion of karyokinesis, when from the single nucleus, when two nuclei are formed, after formation of two nuclei, the cytoplasm will divide and form two daughter cells, that is called cytokinesis. In this way, the mitosis cell division takes place. This is the process of mitosis cell division. Now, see here, sometime we fall on the ground while playing also. Then we get some wounds. Then how these wounds cure in a body? How? Can you say? Yes, because of mitosis cell division, new cells are formed and these old and damaged cells will be replaced. And due to that replacement, what happens? The wound will be cured. And what are the other significance of mitosis cell division? Just see. It enables physical growth of the organism. That already you know that from the small childhood to the adulthood, there is growth takes place which help in the physical growth. And facilitate tissue repair and regeneration. That means worn out tissues are repaired and regenerated. Next one is it allows for the asexual reproduction in some organisms. And also it maintains the genetic stability across cell generation. It maintains the genetic stability. That means during asexual reproduction, how the that means parent cell is, it will form the same character in the daughter cell also. Because of that, it maintains the genetic stability as it is. Okay, and it ensures the consistent function of the cells in the tissue and organ. That means what function should it perform? Same function will be performed after formation of new cell also. Next one is meiosis cell division. What is meiosis cell division? Do the gametes are similar to the other cells? Yes, we have discussed earlier. Gametes are somewhat different from the other somatic cell. Why they are different? How they are different? Do you think? Yes, these are formed by the special type of cell division where the number of chromosomes become half, and it helps to maintain the genetic stability also here also. How it is possible? Just let's discuss. This meiosis cell division is a type of cell division which is required for the sexual reproduction. This meiosis cell division is especially required for the sexual reproduction by forming the gametes. If gametes are not formed, then there is no possibility of sexual reproduction. Occurs in reproductive cells to form gametes. Next, the produces 4 genetically diverse daughter cells. That means at a time it forms 4 daughter cells. See, there are 4 daughter cells, but these 4 daughter cells, if you see these chromosomes, see this chromosome and these all are different. Due to presence of these differences in them, it will form the diverse daughter cells. That's why when the sexual reproduction takes place, our siblings are not similar with each other. Even though they are twins, they have some differences. Why it happens? Because of there is crossing over takes place during sexual reproduction. That means during meiosis cell division, it forms the diverse type of gametes. Because of that, the twins are also not identical. Okay, they have some differences. And here the chromosome number become half. But in case of mitosis, we have seen that the 2n number of chromosomes remain 2n. But here this 2n means diploid chromosomes number is reduced to half. That's why it is also called reductional division. And mainly it takes place in 2 main stages, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. In case of mitosis, it completes in 1 stages only, that means 1 phase only, but this takes place in the 2 phases. Now, in meiosis 1, what happens? Just see, this homologous chromosome pair up. What are homologous chromosomes? Homologous chromosomes means that means the chromosome which determine the same characteristics. One coming from father, another coming from mother, but they represent same characteristics in the organism. Those chromosomes are called homologous chromosomes. And they are in the cell, but at first those homologous chromosomes pair up, come together and pair up, and then there is crossing over takes place. How crossing over takes place? Let's see. Okay, how this occurs, just see. This is one chromosome coming from father, and this one is another chromosome which is coming from mother. That means they represent same characteristics, that's why they are called homologous chromosomes. And this homologous chromosome, what happens? Just overlap with each other, and then overlapping takes place, and there is exchange of chromatids takes place. As a result, what happens? It will form the chromosomes with some part of another chromosome, like this. This piece of chromosome is exchanged here. So now there is mixing of characteristic take place. This process is called crossing over. During crossing over, from the homologous pair of chromosomes, some chromatids are exchanged between the non-sister chromatids. As a result, there is a mixing of characteristics takes place. Because of that, there is some variation seen in the new organism. And after that, these chromosomes will separate. See, just they are separated to different poles, and they will form the nucleus with different types of chromosome. Here there is no division, that means the chromosome are not dividing, just number of chromosomes are moving opposite. Half number of chromosome moves towards one pole, and another half number of chromosome moves towards the another pole. See, here 4 chromosomes, this replicates, and out of these 4 chromosomes, 2 moving to this and 2 moving to this. So here number is reduced to half. Okay, that's why this is also called reductional cell division. Next one is meiosis II. In this meiosis II, just similar to mitosis division. Here this chromosome, that means, but here number of chromosomes are less, so it is haploid cell. And here what happens? DNA replicates, then the chromosome sister chromatids are separated. Sister chromatids are separated and moves towards the opposite pole. Instead of number, here the centromere divides and pulled opposite poles. That means half part of chromosome moves to one pole, and half part, not the number, part is divide and moves towards the opposite poles. And it forms the genetically unique haploid cells. As there are separation, it will form the genetically identical, or not identical, they are unique to each other. Each and every cell will have the different characteristic. These cells become gametes. Now these are the haploid gamete cells. In this way, meiosis II completes, and it will form from the one single diploid cell, 4 haploid daughter cells are formed, which we remember as the gametes. Now, why this meiosis cell division is known as reductional cell division? Yes, we have discussed, that means number of chromosome reduced to half. Because of that, it is called reductional cell division. Now, what are the importance or the significance of the meiosis cell division? Already you know that, yeah? You can describe also. What are those? Produces gametes for the sexual reproduction. Main importance of the meiosis cell division, main purpose of the meiosis cell division is producing gametes for the reproduction. And it induces genetic variation because of crossing over. And independent assortment of the chromosome. That means the chromosomes are not depending in other chromosome. One chromosome is not depending on the other. That means to express their characteristic, to express their identical characteristics or the unique characteristics, they are not depending on other genes. Because of that, it forms the new organism, and it maintains the species chromosome number across the generation. For example, if there is no meiosis takes place in the human being, what happens? This time 46 chromosome, and the same another cell also has the 46 chromosome. If they fuse together, how many chromosomes will become? Yes, it is not happening. Every time the man or the human being is born with number of, how many number of chromosome? 46. No more than that, no less than that. If there is less or more chromosome occurs in a cell, then there is genetic disorder occurs. Because of that, this will always maintain the number of chromosome from one generation to another generation. Okay, it helps in the maintaining the species and number of chromosome in the various generation also by forming the haploid number of chromosomes in a gametes. It contributes to genetic diversity and evolution. It contributes to the genetic diversity. Due to crossing over, new characteristics are seen. Because of that, it will maintain the genetic diversity, and it also slowly and steadily it help in the evolution. Because of this genetic diversity, generation to generation new characteristic will be formed. Because of that, it will form the new organism in long duration. Now, what are the similarity or dissimilarity between the mitosis and meiosis? Let's see. See, meiosis once takes place, that means one division. It completes in one phase only. And meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, so two divisions takes place. Here two identical, in case of mitosis, two identical daughter cells are formed. In case of meiosis, four genetically diverse daughter cells are formed. In case of mitosis, see, maintains the chromosome number, but the chromosome number reduced to half. And it occurs in the somatic cells, but it occurs in the reproductive cell or the sex cells. And it is especially for the growth and repair, and it is for the gamete formation and sexual reproduction. Dear students, we discussed about the mitosis and meiosis in detail. Let's evaluate ourselves. What we learn from today's class. Okay, let's see. First question is, which statement is correct for the mitosis cell division? Okay, choose the best answer or the correct answer. There are four options. 4 daughter cells are formed. Is it? No. It helps in growth. Another one is occurs in sex cell. Haploid cells are formed. Which one is the correct option? Can you guess? Yes, it is. It helps in the growth. Next question. What is the main purpose of cell division shown in the figure? What type of cell division is it? Yes, it is meiosis, where 4 daughter cells are formed. And now, can you say what is the purpose of this? There is growth, sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction, producing identical offspring. Which one is the correct one? Yes, it is sexual reproduction. Next question. What is the main term used for the division of nucleus in cell division? What term is used? Nucleokinesis, cytokinesis, karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Which one is the best answer or the correct answer? Yes, it is karyokinesis. And let's do some creative response type items also. You have to write the answer of this question. The first question is, how is diploid zygote formed in sexual reproduction? Already we have discussed. Yes? Or explain how meiosis contributes to the genetic diversity in a population and provide at least 2 specific mechanisms and describe these effects also. Okay, these questions you have to write in your note copy and you have to show to your science teacher. Okay, just see the video and involve in the class and write the answer of this question and show to your science teacher. For today, we discussed the different matters and I hope you have learned about the mitosis and meiosis. See you in next class. Bye bye.